This is Fat Kings Friday for August 15th. I'm Phil Olson,
I'm Tyrone.
and we should be at OH. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, so tonight I'm assuming viewer participation will be quite low because everybody went to OH.
Or they're all huddled around one machine in OH. They're like, shh, quiet, it's starting.
That's right. I think a lot of people are probably in the air right now. I know I was talking to Tanya earlier, and she said that she was going to be in the air mid-flight during the show. I was like,
Even being in flight couldn't keep me away. Love my Fat King, says Tanya. First comment in the box.
oh,
On
nice.
the airplane. That's awesome. That is
funny.
awesome.
So we're
Yeah, Southwest. I just flew Southwest, and it's $8 to get on their wireless for the entire flight. Now that's not really all that cost effective if you have a short flight, but it's for all day. So if you fly Southwest and then you have another connection, you just keep accessing the Wi-Fi the whole day. So I actually used the Wi-Fi on the plane on my way to California, and it was awesome sauce. So I'm glad to see more airlines are offering that up.
awesome sauce, huh?
Awesome sauce, yeah. There's an
I've
actual
been
beer
hearing-
called Awesome Sauce. That's where I got that from.
I've been hearing awesome sauce, and then Cool Beans has kind of made its way back, and I've
Really?
never been a fan of Cool Beans.
I've never been a fan of Cool Beans either.
That's been kind of a like a Bostonian type thing. Like that's like people from the Boston type area say Cool Beans. It's kind of like wicked.
Hmm.
Wicked smart. That's wicked cool.
Gotcha. I think with all the Bostonians we know, or the people in the Boston area, we should probably just drop in there for a weekend. You know, like
Uh-huh.
meet there, fly in there, meet there, get a room, and hang out with all the Boston folks, and just experience that Bostonian uniqueness.
So who else are like Lauren's there? Gooch is there. I think Kate is there or by there. Bobby is
Bobby's
by
there,
I
not.
think.
I don't think Katie's there. Katie's in California.
Losing weight Kate? No, because she's always hanging out with Bobby. Unless she just visits a lot.
I think she just visited. I'm
Um,
pretty sure. You know what? If you're watching and you know, feel free to correct our stupid asses. So.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody's either at OH or about to go to OH or in the middle of going to OH. So.
Well, we got Tiger, we got Bleacher, we got Tanya. So the core hardcore.
Why the fuck am I not seeing anybody's stuff?
I don't know, cause I don't know. You're on your super good internet there too.
I have to like refresh. It's not auto refreshing at all.
Oh no, yeah, I just keep clicking it. I go newest first, top comments, newest first,
Yeah.
top comments. So.
I'll do it every once in a while.
Hey, just for everybody, and I'm not going to disclose the contents of the email because it was a personal email, but Walter did reach out to me, and he's doing okay with all things considering.
This is Walter sign. Oh, it's hard for me because my shoulder.
Yeah, your shoulders, it's too low to even see, so don't worry about it. Yeah, he's doing okay. He's fighting the beast, obviously, with all that stress. I'm sure he's feeling the needs to go back to foods or drinks. But he's doing okay. And, I'm sure he'll touch base with us all soon. So
is he still planning on doing his surgery and everything?
he canceled his original surgery date, just given that he's got to kind of be there for his family. But at the same time, and I emphasize this, and I won't go again too deep into it. I did emphasize this back to him that you got to take care of you in order to take care of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're not there, you're not being taken care of anybody. So, and and I don't know if he's watching, but one thing I did neglected to say is that as a son and as a father, I'll say more as a father, all I want from my son is for him to be better than me and live a life better than me and build upon what the good things I have and don't do the negative things I have, right? So, and I've kind of lived that for my dad. In other words, I took all the good things he had, I built upon them, and I ignored the negative, not ignored, but I tried not to get trapped in the negative things that he had. And I think that's kind of the father's legacy. If you get a son who does that for you, or even a daughter, but a son that does it for you, that's the best way you can honor your parent. So I think Walter's aware of that, and I think that he's kind of become that patriarch role in his family. And again, I'm just speaking out of my ass. He didn't say this, but I get the feeling that he's kind of become that patriarch, and now that's a lot of pressure, additional pressure. And I'm hoping and praying, well-wishing, putting good positive vibes out in the universe that he doesn't let that responsibility overwhelm his need to take care of himself and get this surgery done and get healthy for not just himself, but for his family too. So, especially now that he's in that role. So, Much love, Walter. We all miss you, and whatever you need, brother, take the time you need. Don't feel like you have to come back just for us. Come back when you're ready. So,
Yeah,
that's all I got to say about that.
what he said.
Picking up Jennifer in the chat. Real Share Bear, Little Aussie Mel.
She's the real
obviously
Share Bear,
George.
didn't she just had like her, I don't know, everything removed or something?
I think she had her internal organs removed and just left
Yeah.
her sleeve, and that was it. So I'm not sure she can comment more in the chat. But I hear that's a great weight loss when you have all your organs removed. I mean, it's like
Because I think Mama Mia posted something saying that she wasn't doing too well there for a while, and now she's better. Obviously, she's here, so she's alive.
Yep. And I'm going to say
This is gonna be one of those shows. I've been kind of like under the weather or something, so I'm a little bit blah today.
that's okay. They can't all be home runs, buddy.
No, that's what I named the last show was they can't all be good, and it ended up being a good show.
That was a great show. I'm going to say that Gasrick needs to update his photo on his profile to something because he's lost some weight since then, and I'm going to say Little Aussie Mel also needs to update hers. Because
Yeah, I
both
saw
of those pictures
her-
are a little dated.
One of her last videos, she's looking pretty damn skinny.
Who's that?
Mel. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Really, in the face, you can really see it.
Yeah. And then
She made that comment
Scott-
when I came back. She said, "Hey, you just got back from vacation. Your face looks so much thinner." And I'm like, "I didn't see it." But then I went into the nut today, and apparently she was right.
that
Lost another
that
pound and a
picture
half
you
of fat.
posted on the Fat Kings page is pretty good.
Was that
That's-
crazy?
Yeah.
Or what?
That was the size you were whenever I met you.
That's the size I was earlier last year. I mean, that's like on my way to surgery. I was still working my 6-month pre-diet, pre-surgery approval diet. So
Right.
crazy. I mean, even to me, I'm like, holy shit. You know, like I never saw myself that way in here. Of course, I don't see myself this way either. But
Yeah. You got the body dysmorphia.
yeah, I definitely have that.
So I want to plug a show because
Okay.
I asked about body dysmorphia, but Dr. Alvarez,
Yeah.
like an obesity chat, so a weekly show, and he has a page. It's endobariatric.com is actually the name of the group on Facebook, so you can join that, and then you can ask questions of him there, and then he addresses them on his show. I first started watching it like not this week, but the week before. He goes, I got a question from Tyrone Long Johnson. It's like, yes, he said the whole name.
Yes.
And then he said, and she asks, like, I'm not a fucking chick. But
You're
anyway,
the hairiest chick I've ever seen.
that's right. But anyway, yeah, he's pretty good about answering all the questions on there, and he also has like an endobariatric channel on YouTube that has a ton of information. So if you
Yeah.
want sleeve information straight from a doc, that's the one to go to.
I will second that. And if you're a chick, then you might be able to flip Kirk over to hetero. Yeah, because you're the kind of chick he would be into. Very hairy, very...
Oh, me.
you have a
Wait a
penis,
minute. I'm
so-
not tracking. You got me on.
Sorry, you're on
That's
your pain
right.
pills, so...
That's right. Oh, man.
No more alcohol, though, I hear for you. Or not...
No, I'm just drinking regular old tea.
I brought a little bit to the party, but not much. Just a teeny tiny bit. I'm drinking my protein... not alcohol, but protein drink, so...
Right.
I said that all wrong. Oh, well.
I'll probably drink more once after I get through all my shoulder stuff, which won't be until sometime in the fall. But my shoulder's doing good. Like I can lift it up like to there before it starts hurting. I can't go out with it at all without pain. But overall, it really hasn't been that bad. I was expecting just life to suck. And the first week after was a little rough. Like I went to pool. It's so funny. They call me Spongy. I don't know where it's at. They call me SpongeBob or Spongy for short because one of the girls, because I couldn't bridge, right? Because can't stick my arm out all the way. So one of the girls made a kind of like a bridge thing that I could just use because they have a bridge that you can use in pool, but you shoot and you have to lift it up. Otherwise,
Right.
the ball's gonna come back. So you need something to put on the end of your stick, so whenever you shoot, you can still lift up.
I put things on the end of my stick before I shoot, too. Go ahead.
But she made like this thing out of like a bungee, and then she used like a Brillo pad type thing, and then sewed some fabric around it and stuff. It's pretty cool. But
Fucking
every time I
MacGyver
use
that
it,
you got on your team.
I
That's
know,
awesome.
but it's like a sponge, so they keep calling me Spongy. All
Oh my
right,
God.
Spongy. Her boyfriend's from Ireland, so he always calls me Spongy, and he's the one that hooked me up with all those cheeses. Oh, dude, those are the best cheeses. I took a picture, put it on Facebook, which, again, you didn't see because you're not on Facebook.
I mean, I still go on there for Fat so I see the stuff. I just don't post anything. I don't respond to anything. So,
You're a lurker.
I am a lurker.
So let's get into Facebook a little bit. How about that?
Before we do, gallbladder surgery was what Share Bear had done. I'm here, but I'm eating like shit because my doctor wouldn't let me go.
My dogs eat shit. It's so disgusting.
Eating like shit. She's not eating her shit.
Oh.
She passed the stone through her common duct. I think they call that a vagina. I don't know. And then they thought I was gonna.
Valve.
I don't know. And then they thought I was gonna have to go for ERCP outpatient procedure turned into 5 days in the hospital. Nice way to escalate. Very good. You get extra credit points for going from out surgery to 5 days in the hospital. Holy shit. That's
Yeah,
great.
the gallbladder is no joke, and people talk about it. My roommate, after I had my VSG, he had got because I had my VSG on a Monday. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yes,
had
sir.
my VSG. It was on a Monday. He had gotten there for gallbladder surgery on Friday. I stayed until Wednesday, left Wednesday, and he was still there. And that was no complications. I mean, that's like a no joke fucking procedure, that gallbladder.
Yeah, and Mike May looked wrecked after his. And I mean, Mike, he didn't look that wrecked after his VSG, so that's pretty crazy.
Speaking of someone who looked wrecked after surgery, Adam Shoup made the best post-surgery.
Oh, God, by far the best.
By far the best post-surgery video ever because he's so drugged up. But that chicken shit motherfucker, fuck you, Adam Shoup. And here's the thing.
Come on.
I invited him to come on Fat King's Fridays tonight.
He may not have seen it yet.
I sent it to him yesterday. But anyway, he watches the show and he jumps on Facebook and he bashes us and he talks and then he makes his videos and he talks, very passionately about his views and all that stuff. So I'm like, well, let's have him on the show. Let's let him get out there. Let's have a dialogue with Mr. Shoup. And
Like a moderator.
he's
It'd be
a
awesome.
fucking chicken shit.
He
Not only
has
is
not
he a
accepted
coward,
yet.
he is
You're
also.
trying to get him to. You're trying to goat him into accepting now. That's all you're doing.
Is it goat or goad?
Goad. You are correct.
Okay.
Goad.
That's something. Is it mentality or mentality?
Use it in a sentence.
He has a little child's mentality.
It's mentality.
Mentality.
Mental. Yes.
Right.
The
'Cause a lot of people keep saying mentality. You even say
those people have childish mentalities if they say mentality.
Okay.
Mentality is what's between my legs, so that's
Gotcha.
got it. Hey, in
go
typical
ahead.
fashion,
Mm-hmm.
what does Gooch, the perfect VSGer, post on his frickin' Facebook page just now? Milkshakes. He's drinking milkshakes.
I have.
Monster, how dare... It's not a show if we don't make fun of Gooch. That's the rule.
I know. You know what? So every Tuesday night, I have a ritual because I have pool leagues. We stop off at McDonald's. They got this jalapeno burger there that's just stacked full of jalapenos. I take all the bread off of it, and then I get a chocolate milkshake. But the chocolate milkshake lasts me like 3 days, like I'll have a little bit of it, put it in the freezer. I'll have a little bit more. It lasts a few days.
So if you're going to do that,
Mhm.
do me a favor. Instead of going to fucking McDonald's, go get a good milkshake. Just go. Here's my theory, people out there in VSG, weight loss surgery land, RNY, whatever. If you're going to fucking have a high-calorie treat, get the best fucking high-calorie treat.
Cold Stone.
Go get the best and have the best. Because if you're going to take the calorie hit, it should be amazing. Don't get the garbage because I have no anecdotal proof of this, but my gut believes that the good stuff is probably better for you. It's probably made of better quality ingredients than the crap you're going to get at McDonald's or Taco Bell or whatever. So just my two.
Pete says that my diagonal skinniness is freaking him out. I don't know what you mean. I mean, I guess I can. Hold on. I could move my eBay I mean, if Pete thinks I'm too skinny,
If
is that
Pete
better,
thinks you're too
Pete?
skinny, you might need to get checked into a hospital right now.
Is that better, Pete? Let me know.
Um,
So anyway, yeah. So I wanted to get into Facebook. So you left Facebook due to look, you guys can see my putting green. This is where I practice my putting.
and your shop vac, it looks like, or something.
The shop vac because so my Mac the hard drive in it died. My MacBook Pro.
Oh no.
So I got a SSD for it, dude. Made all the difference in the world. That SSD. I didn't see that big bump in my regular system. I know you said you saw one. I didn't see that big bump when I went SSD on my personal computer, but on the Mac, huge difference. But anyway, so my shop vac, because it sucks and blows.
I love it.
Using it to
Did you marry it? Did you divorce Penny Lane and marry that?
The tube's too small. It won't fit. So anyway, yeah, I was using it to clean out my computer, my laptop, before I put it all back together.
Yeah, I love my laptop. I've got an Asus laptop I bought 3 years ago, right before Christmas, to get all the great deals. I think out the door the thing was $480 with the memory upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing has been rock freaking solid. And the only the only thing I want to do is I want to put an SSD in it, because then it would just make it that much better. An SSD and a new battery.
I got a 480 gig Crucial M500 SSD for $280. It's come down so
crazy.
much.
I paid
$500 for my 128 SSD that I have in my.
I paid well in excess of $500 for my 240 gig one.
Mm-hmm.
Now the one on my gaming system is one of those super fast ones, so that was a little more, and that's when they originally came out. But they've come down a lot, man. And in a laptop, okay, this just turned into the friggin' WinMojo podcast, but
That's right.
and the Mac Mojo podcast.
And the Mac Mojo.
For
those of you who don't know, so we had another channel. There was WinMojo that talked about Windows, Mac Mojo that talked about Macs, and then iOS Mojo. And I have on my iOS Mojo page, I have 250,000 subscribers, and I have almost 2 million views. And I've done 5 videos on it. I'm like, why can't
I think I've done 3 on WinMojo, and there's a ton. I'm like, whatever. I really was thinking about getting back to that today.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going back to it because now I'm programming, which we'll get back into that. But anyway, go ahead.
So where I was going with that is, like, in a laptop uses a 5400 RPM hard drive, which is slower than most of the ones you use in your regular computers. That's all you need to know.
But you could do a 7200 in it.
You could. The slowest solid state drive blows even the 7200 away.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even if you buy the cheapy solid state drive,
or if you go with the Caviar, the Black Label 10,000 RPM, it blows those away, and it's still a third the cost.
Right, that's true. Good point. So, something to think about if anybody's looking to upgrade their hard drive.
Yes, SSD, and just for the non-techies, it's solid state drive. So there's no moving parts. It's like a USB.
It increases your battery life because
Mm-hmm.
the less moving parts you have in a laptop, the less drain on the battery. So
yes.
that's all.
Okay, so let's get into Facebook.
Yep.
So Facebook, you left it because of the
Privacy
problem.
Yep.
Okay, so then everybody started warning, and I was one of them. I was like, uninstall Messenger now. Don't use Messenger. And I put a little thing out that showed you all the bad things about Messenger because, and then of course Facebook and other people are going to combat that, right? And say, hey, look. These are just generalized things. We need access to it for this or that. Okay, whatever. There's legitimate reasons. But I still said, don't do it. It's a bad thing. Then you had some people out there. I think Shell Bell was one of them. Amber was one of them. There's a few people out there, and they're like, oh, everybody's up in arms about this Messenger. It's all bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Well, now I'm seeing all these ladies on there saying, I'm getting these calls. What's going on? It's because if you're friends with somebody, they can call you via the Facebook app just like it's a telephone.
Take that fucking app off your phone now. If you want to still use Facebook, fine. But do not use it on your phone. Take the app off. Take the chat app off. Take both of them off because they are going to be able to, in a future release, and it's planned, and they're like, this is going to happen. They've already confirmed it. Even, I think I put the link up. The Huffington Post and Forbes magazine both talked about this. They can activate the mic on your phone at any time.
Because
they're saying
no, they're not actually going to do it. Just
bullshit.
you can use the voice portion of it. But here's the thing: is that people go, oh well, now I can't chat with my friends without it because now it's mandatory.
You go to the web version.
Use your web version. Your phone, your phone has this thing called a browser on it.
Right. Exactly.
Use the fucking browser. I don't know. I mean, and I think the browser version of Facebook is better than the app version. It's slightly not as friendly, maybe, but you can do everything on it.
And if you want to know what it's m.facebook.com. That's all it is. That's the mobile version. So if you go to m.facebook.com, that's all you need to put in there. You can do all the same stuff. The only thing is if you get in a chat, you're going to have to hit the refresh button every once in a while just to make sure that you get the latest chat. If you want to chat on Facebook, go get a keyboard. Go sit down on a computer. That's
but you don't have to. You can still you can still chat.
You can. Just gotta hit refresh.
Yeah. So there's no. You don't have to have the Facebook app. You don't have to have this Messenger.
Nor should you. Do not.
The Messenger
I don't care if you want to use Facebook.
Thing.
Facebook is bad. It's bad. They are raping your privacy. You are giving away your Fourth Amendment rights. If you're okay with it, fine. I'm not, so I don't use it. Do what you want.
Say, oh well, I'm not a criminal. I'm not a terrorist. So I'm not worried. It's like really.
Yet.
Well, that was one of the things I said. Well, what happens if you want to be a criminal or a terrorist?
Or what happens if they decide that the things you like make you a domestic terrorist?
Well, and something else that Facebook has any other pages that have that like on it, it automatically tracks and sends that data to Facebook.
And if you are in any doubt, if you're like, oh, those two guys are fucking paranoid, they're full of shit, really, I'll tell you what. You go look up any product. Pick a product, say a knife, say a couch, and then you watch the ads on the right side of Facebook for the next 2 days. I challenge you, try it.
And you don't even have to hit like or anything. It's an automatic tracking feature if you're logged into Facebook and you're going to the website. So if you're going to porn sites, they know all the porn sites you're going to. I mean, I'm just saying it tracks everything.
Or if you're going to, let's say you're a hard Democrat and you're going to very left things, or you're a diehard constitutionalist and you're going to very right things, they're tracking that shit. And you know what? Depending on who's in power, maybe they're borrowing that information. Maybe the government's borrowing that information, or you don't need to be giving that shit away. Do not give that shit away. It's none of nobody's business what you do in your private space, and that's why we have a Fourth Amendment. And guess what? If you willingly give it away, that's on you. So.
Yeah. Okay, so I was going to get more into Facebook. It's there's part of me that wants to leave Facebook. Just because it's a downer and it's a drain. I mean, I just watch everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people, they whine and they bitch and they post about stuff, and then all these fucking violent videos are driving me nuts. I almost want to unfriend people. I can't handle watching bad things happen to animals, watching kids get beat. I can't handle it. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. Report to the cops. I understand it, but I can't, and it's very upsetting. And then just all the my life sucks. There's somebody out there. Her name, hopefully she doesn't mind me telling, but it's Janine's Journey, JANEEN''S Journey, Janine's Journey. And Janine's Journey has been, she's just been fucking amazing, right? She wanted to get plastics and her surgery and all that. She didn't have the money for it. She wasn't asking people for money. She wasn't, oh, poor me, I can't get the surgery or whatever. You know what she did? She sold all of her belongings that she wasn't using. She got rid of, like, cable, all that stuff. She sold her couches, her chairs, her TV set, and then she moved out of the place she was living someplace cheaper so that she could save the money so that she could get done.
This is called what you're supposed to do when you really want something. Yes.
So, and I've never seen her posting anything negative. I've never seen her poor me. Like, whenever she was selling the stuff, she's just like, hey, I'm selling this stuff. She didn't say, oh, I really want plastics, but I can't afford it, so I'm forced to sell all my stuff. She didn't say that at all. She's just like, hey, here's pictures of my stuff. Anybody wants to purchase it? And I messaged her in private, and I'm like, why are you selling all your shit? And she's like, well, I want to get plastics. Now I don't have the money. And I was just like, fucking wow.
Fucking A. Yeah,
so I mean, I'm all about people like that, but just the nonstop whining. And then I get into these arguments, and Tanya, I love you, but I've been fighting with, thanks, Phil. I've been fighting with Tanya and Janie about Pound a Cure. One day we went back and forth for 4 hours. 4 hours on this Pound a Cure fad diet.
That's a fad diet.
So anyway, people, let's try to be a little less negative. I understand that you have a bad day, and maybe it's just because I have so many people on my friends list that you know, there's a certain amount of people having bad days, but it's expounded because I'm seeing so many people do it, but it's just, there's so much negativity, man.
I'm going to give you some facts, and people who watch the show can disagree. That's fine. You're welcome to disagree. Everybody's got to be wrong sometimes. It's just your turn. But they did a poll that says 70% of Americans are generally negative right now just because of all the shit that's going on in the world, period. So, you know, whether it's, you know, our image as a country to other people, the way that the economy's going, whether it's border issues or it's Middle East issues or Iraq, or everybody's just kind of down right now. It's just been a shit couple years, and everybody's kind of in a negative space. Like, so much so that even people are like disliking things like sugar more and stuff like that. Just weird shit that people are just like.
I got a thumbs down on my charity video, on my fucking water challenge charity video, where I raised money for charity. I contributed $100 plus I did the fucking thing, and then I tagged people, so I raised more money. And people thumbs downed it and hated on a charity video I did. I'm like, really? Does your life suck that fucking much?
So I had a little, that kind of dovetails into something. I had a break, Tanya is aware of this, but I had what originally I thought was a breakdown, which turned to be a breakthrough. There is a difference. I kind of snapped a couple weeks ago and just kind of like.
No, I didn't notice that at all.
I was just trying to please everyone,
right.
And I just couldn't. And I got to the point where I'm like, I should have just not been internalizing all that shit. I should have just been externalizing it and saying, look, sorry you feel this way. And this was no particular one person. It was everything in my life, just dumping all into one thing. And once I had that moment where I was like, fuck it, I can't do that anymore. And I'm just like, it's not my responsibility to be worried about what everybody else is feeling. That's their responsibility. My responsibility is just what I'm feeling. And I can be respectful, and sometimes I can put other people first, but generally I got to put me in the top. I can't put myself last, at least, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I had this moment, which normal people call Wednesday. I had this breakthrough moment where I was like, okay, I just can't do that anymore. Like, I can't be responsible for what other people feel. I can only be responsible for what I feel, and stop running all these scenarios and like, oh, this person must be thinking this because I said this and blah, 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 blah. And that's an old fat mentality just still hanging around. I just now, after 50 whatever weeks, 7 weeks, 6 weeks, finally had that breakthrough. And like, people need to stop worrying about everybody else and just be like, well, you know, I mean, I'm not saying be selfish, but I'm saying don't put yourself last. Where was I going with all this thing? This whole, don't be negative is my point. Don't internalize everybody else's bullshit. Just, it's their stuff.
And stop tearing people down. I mean, especially whenever you get a little group together, it could get real bad. But you know, just people tearing other people down. It's okay to disagree with somebody and have a respectful conversation with them, but to just tear people down. You know?
If you're tearing somebody down, I think that you got to look at yourself and say, what am I really disliking about myself that I feel I have to go after this person? What am I afraid of in this person's attitude that I feel I have to go after them in my own life? That's just something there's bugging you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and thanks, Jennifer Ricketts just said that she wanted to congratulate us on our preseason win because we played Seattle and we whooped them. So thanks. Thanks for recognizing Phil's not a big football fan. So.
Yeah. Football. Oh, you mean soccer?
No, football.
I don't know what that is. I'm kidding. I really could care less. Other than if I don't pretend to like Denver out here, I will be killed. So.
Yeah, no, they're pretty.
I carry the but you will be hurt. Even the women here, when I was single and I was dating, like, you cannot believe how many women in this town are like super sports fanatics. Like, as far
that's just Colorado. Colorado.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, for the Broncos winning, losing season, it doesn't matter. They're sold out every single game. The Rockies, like, usually whenever you go to a baseball game in the middle of the week, right, it's pretty dead because they have a game every other freaking day. No, go to Coors Field in the middle of the week during the workday. It's fucking packed. They love their sports.
It is like no other place. I lived in the Bay Area where we had 4 major sports teams: of the Giants, the A's, San Francisco 49ers, and the Oakland Raiders. And Traders of the Lost Park. I can't remember what their name is, but that town was nowhere near as laser focused as this town. Maybe because we only have one team for each, one football team, one baseball team. It's crazy.
Yes.
And even the minor league teams that play, so here in Springs we got Sky Sox, which is where all the Rockies players go to play when they're, I don't know, recovering, recouping, whatever, downgraded, et cetera, et cetera. And even in town here, that place is always busy. You can always get in that, go in there and it's packed. So,
yep,
that's minor league ball. It's crazy.
What else we got here? There's no real questions. This is just gonna be kind of a bullshit chatting show or whatever. I was going to ask you something about weight loss related, but let's continue on the. So I watched the movie The Den, and I posted it on Facebook, and some people thought that the movie was stupid. Well, Christina Guzman thought that it was stupid, but that's a creepy fucking show, right? It has to do with chatting on the internet and stuff, and maybe the women can post this in the chats here or in the comments, but are women at all, are you careful about who you chat with? And then especially who you meet with off the internet? Do you put thought into it that, I don't care how nice the person seems, they could be a fucking serial killer? It seems like people put themselves out there a little bit more than they should. Now, what's your thoughts on that, Phil?
I think that's generally true, period. I think people put too much of their damn information out there, period. I used to be very suspicious of people who had no digital footprint. I had an ex-girlfriend whom, when I looked her up, she had no online footprint, which made me what the fuck? That's a little hard to avoid. No
That's
footprint.
A dude.
Yeah, right. I can confirm that she's not a dude.
Oh.
I do have previous history with her.
Oh, okay.
I believe you mentioned her on the show once. But that being said, I think no digital footprint is weird, but too much shit. I mean, look, man, you're asking for trouble. There are predators out there. If you leave the GPS coordinates on your pictures and all that shit, you're asking for trouble, man. People are, even if it's just credit card hijacking, I mean, they only need your location and a few simple facts, and they can set up accounts and jack
Well,
you.
the thing is that, especially
when you're out of town, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, yeah, because I'm even bad about, hey, we're going to go to New Orleans for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, luckily I live on base, so you gotta get through several armed guards to get to my house. But somebody who's off base, they can't. And the whole geotagging thing, most of the time, most people don't change that setting on their phone. So whenever you take a picture, if you take a picture of your kid in your backyard or whatever, it's tagged with the geolocation. Somebody can
GPS coordinates to your house.
Exact location where that photo was taken.
Well, that's a cute little girl. I should kidnap her and have my way with her.
Or like I said, even the whole, hey, we're going out of town for 2 weeks type of thing. Oh, well, I got your exact location.
Right, and I know you're going to be going.
It's more exact than even giving out your address. It's
yeah, that's why I always leave an armed house guest here when I'm not. So please come break in my house when I'm not here. It'll save me the bullet. Somebody else will be shooting at you. But if you come here when I'm here, you are uninvited. Look up Castellan in Colorado. That's all I have to say. Yeah,
we do have firearms in the house now, but we live on base, so it's pretty.
You have firearms everywhere.
Yeah, I do. I got firearms at all my houses. I don't know if people know, but we have places here in Florida, Colorado, Washington, and they are all armed. So.
And your goal is to never, ever, ever have to use them for that. So.
Yeah, no. I was, and I put it in my 25 facts, but I was a bounty hunter for a while, and I never carried a gun when I was a bounty hunter just because I didn't want to have to make that decision of when to end somebody's life. I just didn't want that on me. I figured if it becomes that dangerous of a situation, I'll just get out of it.
Right. And that's always the position you should take. This would be a whole weird show. That's always the position you should take as even a gun owner. If you can extract yourself, 96% of the time that a gun is introduced into an altercation, the altercation immediately ends. It's over. No shots fired, nothing. Just interjection of a gun. It's like, okay, that shit's over. You know, that's it. We're done.
Yeah.
So that, and then of the other, 4%, it's 3 seconds, 3 shots. I mean, it happens like that. So if you're not willing to deploy deadly force, do not bring deadly force to the game. It's just that simple.
Well, and
but I mean, the way I look at it is the same way. It's like if I was out in the world carrying, the justification for deadly force goes up significantly in the eyes of the law and in my own personal beliefs.
Right.
But if you're breaking into my house while I'm home,
right,
you have nothing good planned for me. This is called a home invasion.
right. I don't care if your intent was to just take my TV set. That's not you. You're entering my home forcefully. You're gonna die.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's where I stand on that as well. So.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Gun Carrying Podcast.
Yeah. Fuck. My brain is mush. I was trying. There was something else that I was thinking about, and it flew out of my mind. Does anybody have any questions?
Sandris says there's an app called KiteString. You can send someone you trust your location when you go out with someone from the internet, so they can find your body later. I added the last part. So yeah, no. There was an interesting show where this girl was hitchhiking. This guy pulled over to pick her up, and she immediately took his picture and uploaded it to a picture of him and a picture of his license plate and uploaded it to her online profile so that her friends would know who picked her up and when and where. That's pretty smart. I mean, but still, I don't hitchhike.
So the somebody's asking, Snow White 79 is asking how to turn that off. I don't know on Android.
Oh, you're talking about the photo tagging, geotagging?
Yeah, so if you go to...
Just look up geotagging photos Android in Google, and it will tell you exactly how to do it, and/or in iOS.
And you're not gonna be able to see it, but it's under your, I think it's general, or I'm sorry, it's under privacy. See, it's like if you go in your setting, you're not gonna be able to see shit, but you go in your settings, you go into privacy, and then it says location services. Yeah. So go settings, privacy, location services, and you can either turn it off for all apps, or you can select the individual apps that you don't want that on, and your camera is one of them. And so then it won't tag your location in the photo.
Yeah, on Android, I would have to actually look it up because I immediately do that the second I get the phone, and then I forget all about it. So,
yeah, I lock all my shit down right away too, and then I forget.
I mean, you would be amazed. Like my personal, even my little, I have this awesome little camera. I bought this. Welcome to the Tech Show. I bought this Luminex point and shoot camera. It's got full 1080 60p video and amazing shots off this camera. I can't believe the shots that come off a little handheld. But it's the DMC CZ30. This has some amazing little features with geotagging and stuff. Like it'll just know that you're in St. Louis, and it'll name all your files St. Louis, or you're in Hawaii, or you're in Cleveland, or you're in Denver. It'll automatically tag them all. I turn it off because I don't want any of that shit in my photos. I don't want anybody knowing where I'm at if I upload them.
Yeah,
and that's like, you know, I mean, if I take pictures at home, it could tag them there, and I don't want that shit out there, you know. So
for the few people who joined us, maybe I should, because a lot of people have been asking me what apps, because I put it out there that I'm creating some WLS type apps, and everybody's like, well, what are they? And I wasn't going to release it because I'm like, oh, I don't want anybody stealing my idea, but I don't know, should I announce a few of them on here?
If you feel comfortable.
I mean, I'm making them all free, so if somebody else does them, then they can, whatever, if you want to pay for it. But so the first app I'm working on 2 apps right now, but the first app is just a fun app. It's a time killer. It's a game, and it's I'm basing it kind of off of Flappy Birds, and so you're gonna have to run. And I put the code up, and I was like, hey, what's this gonna be? So that was actually the code for the game. But it's kind of like Flappy Birds, where you're gonna have to run. So you're running along, and then you're gonna have to jump over different obstacles, like cupcakes or a birthday candle, or like it's going to be weight loss related, and then the count, instead of being like in Flappy Birds, it just says 0 and it counts down. It's going to say like calories. So
nice.
every level or everything you jump over is going to count calories for you. So anyway, that's one of the apps. The other app that's going to be, the other small app, I guess you'd call it, it's not a calorie counter. It is a vitamin counter. So there's 1 billion calorie counters out there, right? You put your food in, and it tells you the calories on it. this is going to be a vitamin counter. So you'll put your foods in, and it'll give you your calories, but it's also going to give you the amount of vitamins that you received from that. So you can look at your vitamin A intake, your vitamin B intake, and so on, based on the foods that you've eaten. Because everybody takes a, you take a vitamin, but nobody ever pays attention to how much vitamin A is in X, whatever it is that they're eating. So, so it's a vitamin calculator for food. And then the big app is going to be, I'm calling it a meetup app. It could be used as a dating app, but it's going to allow you to pretty much make like a dating type profile, but it's going to give you things where you're looking for people to meet up with, maybe the other WLSers in your area to get together with, just like a meet and greet type of thing. You'll be able to set your settings on it to where like I'm just looking for an activity partner, you know, or because you're married, you know what I mean? And you'll actually be able to filter it to where if somebody's looking for something else, or somebody's looking for a hookup or just fun or what, you know, whatever I end up putting it as, you can filter them out so you won't even see them and they won't even see you. So it's only going to match you with people that are looking for the same thing as you.
You missed the big app. I know you were keeping this one secret, but I'm going to bring it up. And this is kind of a breaking news kind of thing, but you're going to do... Tell them about the petting zoo. You got to tell them.
The unicorn petting zoo?
Unicorn petting zoo.
Yes, it's
you
like...
You play me.
You're going to be... Oh, well, that's something else. So in the Fat Kings app, I haven't figured out what I'm going to call it yet, but you're going to either be able to play as me or Phil. So you'll have me or Phil running and jumping over things. But yeah, no, I was going to do like a... like a zoo tycoon type thing, and it has a little petting zoo in it, and it's full of unicorns, and you play Phil. So you're going to be Phil, and you're going to have to raise and maintain unicorns.
Yeah, don't let them die.
Don't let the unicorns die.
Because for every unicorn that you let die, you gain 10 pounds. That's how.
That's right. I should every game app that I do, it's going to be calorie counts instead of just point counts, I think.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So anyway, there you guys go.
I did get the instructions on how to turn off geotagging on your Android phone. Mm-hmm. It's very complicated, so listen carefully. Start the camera app, hit the settings button, scroll down, find the GPS.
This is on Android, by the way.
It's Android. Start the camera app, hit the settings button, scroll down and find the GPS tag option and turn it off. Really complicated.
There you go. So and then, like I said, on iOS, you go to settings, you go to privacy, you go to location service, and then you can either turn all your location services off or turn them off for just individual apps. And be careful you turn them off for everything, because things like Google Maps, you may want to leave that on because you're using that information to navigate. So be aware. There's some stuff where I think, so there's passive. Okay, so I don't know how many people know about this, but there's like passive GPS and there's active GPS. So passive GPS is where you're just receiving GPS information and your phone is using that information to compute variables. Active GPS is where you're sending out your GPS information. That's the stuff you got to watch out for, because literally, and there's some apps where like, you know, there's a very popular application in the I think it's shit, you know, I don't know the name, so I'm not going to say it. I want to call Bear 411, but in the gay community where guys who are just looking to hook up. Oh, that's Grindr. Yeah, they put their Grindr. So they put their location in there, and like you literally say, "Hey, I'm looking to hook up with some dude today," and you pull it up and say, "Here's where the dudes are around you. They're looking to hook up too," and you can just go meet them up. So the gay community is Grindr, and the straight community is Tinder. TJ's all over that. I mean, Tyron's all over that. So. That's right. Little Aussie Mel says she gets weirdos messaging her through Facebook several times a week. It freaks her out. I've changed as many settings as I can. That's called Facebook is your problem. So let's see. Disconnect me. Sleeve Rocker says disconnect. My browser add-on helps with the crazy tracking stuff for advertising via third party. The point is not that you can block Facebook. The point is that Facebook is trying to get that information at all. That is my problem. So if you're okay with it, go for it. Yeah, I mean, most of it's harmless or whatever, and I don't really care about. But once you start getting into, like I said, people being able to just call you at random that make it onto your friends list, because we're all pretty bad about on our weight loss surgery account just accepting any friend request that comes in. And then people start constantly complaining about these creepers, messaging them. It's like, well, be a little more discerning on who you
I will share a story that I think Sarah touched on before, so I don't think I'm selling any secrets here. But
Which Sarah?
There are some people, less of Sarah. There are some people who see you as Tyrone.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some people that see you as Tyrone, the internet celebrity, or less of Sarah versus Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good thing. I would. This is a good time to tag up too. Is like we do this show and we push bounds a little bit and we go for the joke at any cost, and sometimes it's in poor taste, and you expect that of us. Some people take that kind of seriously and get offended. And I'm not going to name names, but I think somebody got offended on one of our shows recently, and we kind of had to straighten that up because I felt kind of bad, and there was some miscommunication. Or I still can't figure out what all we said that upset this person, but our intent is never to upset anyone. If our sense of humor is not your sense of humor, that's cool, man. Don't watch it. We get it. Not everybody likes the Andrew Dice Clays. Some people like the Bill Cosbys. There's nothing wrong with either one of those. I like them both. But yeah, don't ever think that we're specifically calling anybody out maliciously or vindictively or anything other than Gooch. So you're fine. So unless you're Gooch, you're fine. Even that's a joke. See, I can't even get to the seriousness without a joke. But so don't ever anybody take anything personally, and don't make us want to incite violence or anything like that. We're just having fun. It's all meant tongue in cheek and nothing serious. So. Yeah, if we offend, let us know we offended, and we'll gladly apologize, but that's not the intent.
I won't. If I find out I offend you, I'm probably going to pick on you more. But I usually if I'm talking about somebody, I usually say their name directly.
Right, and that's the other thing. If I am talking about somebody, I will name names, but you will find that I don't do that. So, because I'm never talking about anybody. Wes Osbell, VSG, says, smart boys turning your info off. I'm a private investigator, and it's ridiculous how much information. It's ridiculous how much info people share. Makes my job easier, though. So if you're looking for a PI, Wes Osbell.
If you're looking for a PI in Australia.
In Australia, exactly. But there's a suspicious Aussie male character you may want to look into. Wes Osbell. Fuck, I can't say. Wes Osbell, VSG. Anyway, so I hear she kills unicorns. That's all.
She's a unicorn killer. Yeah, I don't got much else for today, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of.
I think we can bat for 12, or let's see if there's anything else. If not, we'll just kill it.
Yeah, sorry guys.
OH is on. Sarah's going to be speaking. I will say, I'll openly admit that I looked for a last-minute ticket just to pop in for one day and surprise everybody, but that shit was expensive, so I said, nope, not gonna happen. So. And
I'm done. I'm done. The WLSFA was enough for me. If I want to meet you, I'll come see you.
Yeah, the next WLSFA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually more interested in Kirk's Cruise than I am the WLSFA, but. Yeah. Star Wars Celebration is around the same time, and my kids are really excited about that, and it's right before Episode 7 comes out.
Your kids are excited?
Well, I'm excited too, don't get me wrong, but my kids are normally, my kids don't normally get too amped up about those kinds of things, but they're both pretty excited, and my nephew wants to go too, so I'm pretty sure I'm doing that, so that's not looking good for the cruise just for me. It doesn't mean no for sure, but it means probably not likely. So.
Yeah. I won't be going. The only thing I'm doing is, well, obviously I'll be doing some Tough Mud or Spartan races type things as soon as I'm healed up, and then I'll go to the NSV retreat in May. But
yeah, that's more what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, as far as any unless I'm invited for some reason to be a speaker, I might go to one. But other than that, and it's not anything against any one group doing it. They're not for me.
I think if they were to ever have a live Fat King show at one of the events, I have pictured us walking out to the What You Want song, And I would be hard pressed to say no. I would be hard pressed to say no.
Yeah, we could do it. I'd do a live podcast or what?
Yeah, just do like a live podcast. Like, basically, do the whole comedy bit that we do on the show, but live, and we could play off the audience. I think it'd be a lot easier even because we could play off the audience. So we could have like a microphone. People could ask questions live, and we could.
So we want kind of a la Kevin Smith.
A la Kevin Smith.
Did you see that him and Ben Affleck had a falling out because Jennifer Garner doesn't like him or something like that?
Oh, Jennifer Garner's never been a big fan of Kevin Smith. I've always known that, but I don't know that he's had a falling out with him.
Yeah, he says that they're not friends anymore because of him. Yeah.
That's fucked up. You know what, Ben Affleck? Fuck you. Ben Affleck, that dude put you in a movie. Granted, it was a shit movie, but you would not have gotten the exposure you got if it hadn't been for him. I'm not saying he hasn't done good work, better work since Mallrats, but he wouldn't even have been. He slept on Kevin Smith's couch the entire time he was out here doing that movie. And granted, not a big box office hit by any means, but you wouldn't be where you're at without that start, man. You gotta always appreciate the people that help bring you up. That's not cool. I mean, they'd have to do something pretty shitty for me to turn my back on somebody. Not just because my wife doesn't like them. If I didn't talk to people my wife didn't like, I'd be a lonely son of a bitch.
Well, you wouldn't be able to talk to me anymore.
That is true. TJ picks on her relentless. One time, my wife went and hid, and my daughter hid. Hid is a strong word. She went and laid down in my daughter's bed and took a nap.
No, she did because she covered herself up with a blanket. She was hiding.
So that just eggs TJ on. So TJ goes in there and he's like, "Allison, how you doing, Allison? Wake up, Allison!" And she's like, totally, no makeup, hair all screwed up. And she's like, "Oh, she was so pissed." But that's the beauty of being in. TJ is your friend. You know he's gonna come at you if you give him any sign of weakness.
That's right. I smell fear.
So this came up in the chat too. Aaron, WVSG, y'all aren't going to the NSV retreat. I'm going to the NSV retreat.
Yeah, I'm going to the NSV retreat. Yeah.
The cruise for the WLSFA, I don't think I'll be able to do. It's just conflicting with some stuff I've got going on. Again, Star Wars, gotta have my priorities. And then Waiting for Me says, come to the Aussie Wonder Sleeves event. Here's the thing with the Aussie Wonder Sleeves event.
It's in Australia.
It's in Australia, and for you, it was how much did it cost you to go for you and your $12,000 for your full trip? Mm-hmm. For me alone, I know the air is $2,000, just the air. Okay. Sydney's not known for its, even though the American dollar and the Aussie dollar are pretty close, Sydney's not known for its inexpensive hotel rooms, nor are any of the other places I would like to see and go visit. I would love nothing more than to see Mark and Mel and Sarah and, oh my God, Max Benson would be awesome. And I know that Peaks is going. That'd be great. But
see, I'd like to go see Peaks, man. He's very interesting.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah. But,
he's done so well. Have you seen him? He's gotten skinny, man.
He's doing awesome. And, but the bottom line is that that's an expensive trip. It would be rough to do. As a matter of fact, I think it's starting to look like I'm going to have a work trip around that time. So I may not even be around, be available to even go. So I apologize. And, if I could change it, I would. But
West Aussie Bell says that we're invited to come speak at the Wonder Sleeves.
Son of a bitch, she found the loophole.
That's right. God, yeah, no, we won't be going. And the reason that we're not, because we were going to go, and I had committed to going, but we decided to sell our house in Washington, and that's going to cost somewhere between $70,000 and $100,000 to finish renovations on the house. So.
And until you sell the house, you won't get any of that money back.
Right, and because we want to get it on the market by next summer. So no, I won't be going to that. I do have some interest to go to the WLSFA, mainly because of Kirk's cruise, but. Penny's going to be not here, and so I'm not going to do another one without her. So since she can't go, I'm not going to go.
So if something worked out and I could go, that wouldn't be an enticement for you?
No, I'm not. Okay. I'm definitely not going. Definitely.
Okay, fair enough. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Just check.
You go. You go and you represent. You can actually probably stay in the hotel the whole time.
No, that would be a cruise. Be on the ship.
Oh, yeah. No, but I just thought about you
I guess technically, if I went with you, we could end up in a lifeboat drifting in the middle of the ocean.
That's right. Oh, you know what? We're going to the Air Force Ball, and it's at the same Hilton that we got kicked out of.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you can get those shrimp. Go early and get the shrimp.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If I lived in that town, I'd be driving up there just for the shrimp.
What the hell are they called? The fire shrimp?
Boom Boom Shrimp.
Boom Boom Shrimp. Where did they get it at there at the restaurant?
Yeah, it was just right there in that little restaurant.
Very good.
Get some.
All
right, we got like 4 minutes. Let's see if there's any questions, and if not, I'm gonna get the hell out of here because really tonight
I'm surprised that
we're giving of ourselves tonight because neither one of us were really particularly motivated tonight.
No, man, I've just been like, oh, but the
summer's winding down.
Allison said she forgot about that whenever I chased her.
Forgot about the time that
she was in.
I attacked her in her room.
Yeah, she was in Emily's room, I think.
Yeah, she was. You were correct. Yeah, so we're invited to come speak at that event. Oh my goodness, love the glasses and the hat. Oh, okay, so
we got a new person, LJB415 Abel.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I wear this every week.
Let me check. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna pimp her page right now. Videos. She's got videos. Go check her out. She's got lots of videos, so go check them out. I don't know how she did not come in my sphere of influence yet. I'm always finding new people. It's amazing. So.
I've seen her on Facebook. I'm familiar with her on Facebook, but not on the YouTubes. I don't watch as many videos. I think because most of the people I interact with on Facebook, so I spent more time on Facebook, and I can work. So I'm working. I'm able to kind of Facebook while I'm working. I can't really watch videos because most of the time I'm on meetings, so I can't have that going on.
Waiting for me says, come to Aussie Wonder Sleeps event. You'll have many couches to sleep on. This is how I know that this person is not an Aussie. They're not called couches there. That's all I'm saying. I've been told they're called something else. I could be misinformed, but I have good resources. So.
What are they called?
They're called lounges.
Oh,
I think that's what I've been told.
Waiting for me says 4 days till surgery. Best piece of advice you can give me, I would say. Just after surgery, just the number one. I mean, you want to get your fluids in, so make sure that you're drinking.
Water,
but sleep.
your friend.
Just plan on sleeping. The more you sleep, the quicker your recovery is. Just sleep.
Water, sleep, walking.
Yeah.
Liquid protein when you can get it, and you're gonna.
Yeah, it's very secondary. Getting.
Don't beat yourself up if you can't get the. I mean, look, they're gonna tell you need to get the liquid protein, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm saying that if you got to give one of those things up, you'll be okay giving up the liquid protein for a couple days. It'll get better each day, and it'll be easier each day. And small sips, small. I'm like smaller than like retardedly small, because what happens is you swallow, and that
painful
hole at the top of your stomach is all swollen shut. And the tube that is your stomach now doesn't have that big bottom part where the liquid can flow in and the air can flow up. So what happens is the air and the liquid meet in that small choke point. And it will feel like an air bubble is fighting its way through that liquid, which it is, and it will feel horrible. So take teeny tiny sips, lots of them, and walk. Walk 10 minutes, just walk 10 minutes like twice a day at least. And
yeah, whenever I was, especially in the hospital, I mean, I was just constantly up, walking, doing rounds. Pain-wise, a lot of people talk about that pain in their shoulders. I didn't have it. I just had it on the large insertion point, wherever they pulled my stomach out. Was the side that I hurt the most on, but it wasn't. I mean, it was never really crazy pain for me. But yeah, walking was a big deal.
The other thing you will notice, and you'll have a hard time sleeping because of this, but that there will be air in your abdomen, in around your organs. So when you roll over, you will literally feel your guts, which are now smaller, move inside your body, and that's weird. That goes away as the air processes out. That shoulder pain people are talking about usually is air trapped in your body.
It's the gas that they use.
Your body.
Yeah.
So I did not have it either, but I know a lot of people did. So
yeah, it's a big one is the drinking, because that's what freaked me out the most is whenever I got something, they finally let me drink, and I drank, and I took too big a sip, and it hurt. I mean, it was painful, and I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna ever be able to drink again. But it went away for me pretty quick. By the time I got home, or maybe by the end of the first week, I could drink water like normal. I know it lasts a little longer for you. Your recovery time, really by the end of about 2 weeks, you're feeling pretty decent, and I'd say by the end of a month, about 4 weeks out, you're pretty much back to life as usual. At least that was my experience.
I mean, like by the second week, I felt pretty normal. I mean, I wasn't going to go back working out or anything, but I felt pretty normal. If I had not gotten sick on the third week from just the bug I picked up in the hospital, I would have probably been able to go back to work at the end of the first week. Even.
I did. Yeah, I went back to work at the end of the first week. But
if you have a sitting job the first week, after the end of the first week, you'll be ready to go. I'm talking 7 days from the time you have surgery, you'll feel like you can do normal shit.
But the pain and or discomfort or whatever, things like that, it's good at 2 weeks. It's much better at 4 weeks, 6 weeks out.
You're working out by 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean you're pretty good. Yeah, because I think I got released at 4 weeks to work out.
Yeah, I was off my pain meds 2 days out. Let's see, I came home and I took the pain pills for 2 days, and by the third day I was off of them.
Yeah.
Third day I felt weak. Don't get me wrong. I felt like I overdid it the third day. I tried to go get my daughter's school supplies, and we got through Target, and I got all the shit in the basket, and immediately I was like, we gotta get the F out of here. So we left. I mean,
I did the same thing. We went to the Mariners Museum in Virginia because my parents were in town, and I did a lot of walking around, and it was a little too much. I had to stop and sit down, and I was like, whoa, I had a little too much. So, walk around, stay close to home, but when you're in the hospital, you'll want to be doing laps. I don't know where you're getting surgery done at, but...
and if you're going to walk up and down your street or around your block. Don't go any further.
Somewhere close to home.
Just stay close to home. Yeah, just up and down the street or around the block at the most. I had a small block. It's not really a block, but it's like a half block here because they have an outside our property line. There's a sidewalk, and then it comes back in the neighborhood. Just do that. Do something small, man. Half a block. Or up and down the street, and that's it. And just do it 2-3 times a day. Don't go crazy. Just make sure you're up and moving. Help prevent blood clots. Help prevent that kind of stuff. So.
Yep. What else we got? Anything?
One last thing about it. We've told this story before, so I'm gonna give a really quick version, and I gave a quick version in the chat. How did you guys meet? You're so funny together. It seems like you've known each other for ages. Yeah, we've known each other about almost 10 years now, 8-10 years now, and we met at a previous job, and. Small little company that we both kind of just did the job because it was like, hey, what the hell, it's better than being on unemployment kind of job, and we did pretty well at it, both of us, and that was kind of the end of it. So. Yeah,
just stuck together, and it's weird because I move so much with the military, and normally I just cut ties as we go, but me and Phil stayed friends, and then some of the other people I drifted away from, like I think Williams, man, he's not even on my Facebook anymore.
No, I don't see him, and I live in the same town. I see his wife every once in a while up at Target, and I say hi, and I'm happy to see her, but we just don't talk. So, Crawford, I ping Crawford once in a while.
Yeah.
Miller, I ping her once in a while. I always share fun stuff with her.
I talked to for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't really talk to Katrin, but Rick, I talked to Rick.
Yeah, and then Bill works with me, so Bill and I stay pretty tight too. So. I got him a job over at Progressive.
I still think Bill should go into radio. He has the best voice.
Yeah, he did a podcast with me back in the day. Mortgage
you did the mortgage stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so I've done a shit ton of podcasts. I love doing them. I've been thinking about doing a new one, to be honest with you, but I have no time for it. So.
Let's see. I didn't sleep on my side for 10 days, says VSG Brad. I didn't. I slept on my back until probably a month. It probably took a month before I could sleep on my side or my stomach. I know, like Tanya said that she was sleeping on her stomach right away. I don't know, how long did it take you to be able to sleep in a different position?
Yeah, I want to say once that gas subsided and my guts didn't feel like they were sliding around, I was able to sleep on my side pretty quick. I'd say probably about a week and a half. So.
And it took me about a month before I was able to really...
I mean, I didn't feel comfortable. I would roll over very slowly, and then I would lay there slowly and just see how I felt. But now I didn't think twice about it after probably the second or third week.
Allison says Emily was a tiny baby when TJ came into our lives. I remember it because she used to come and sit with me all the time whenever I come and visit you guys. She was just a little bitty thing.
She was. That's true. Yep.
Yeah, I saw Jake's Facebook, man. He slimmed out pretty well, huh?
Yeah, he shot up. He slimmed out. He's talking about going to Annapolis. His great-grandfather went to Annapolis.
Oh, so he's going to go in the Navy?
Yeah, he wants to do the Navy. He wants to do aerospace engineering. He took math over the summer for summer school electively. He chose to do that. Nice. So clearly he did not get that from me because I am.
Well, that's how my son is. I mean, I don't remember what he was doing. He was doing some fucking math something just for fun, like he would just read it. But he's doing good, man. My son, he's got his first house. He bought a new Corvette. He's the lead programmer for some new startup company. He's fucking rocking it, man. He's doing all right. It's cool whenever your kids turn out all right, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Like mission accomplished. If somebody punches my ticket now, I still got one more to get all the way up, but she's going fine, so I'm not too worried about it. So
She's gonna be a handful when she gets to be a teenager,
it's
man.
not so much her that's gonna be a handful. It's gonna be
all the guys.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of bodies buried in this backyard. That's all I gotta say.
You get a bigger yard.
On the upside, my plants will grow well because I hear dead bodies make great fertilizer. So.
Did you see that now you can get cremated and put into like this capsule thing with a plant in it, and then you grow into a plant?
A tree.
Is that what it is? A tree.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that. I want to get shot into space.
That's very expensive.
No, I want my
it's
actual body to be put in it. I want to be like a body floating around space.
Yeah, they do it by the pound, and it's probably gonna cost you $250,000 to put your dead body in space.
Yeah, you know.
I guess tie you to a big balloon, put you up that way.
Yeah, but the problem is the balloon doesn't make it all the way out of
the zone. Well, you can get up to technical space, but then you're going to need an orbital velocity
to get out of the gravitational pull. That's the thing.
Well, to go into actual orbit, you've just got to be moving laterally.
No, I don't want orbit. I want to go to cosmos.
Deep space? Yeah, you're going to pay some serious money for that. Because we don't even put people up that high in rocket ships right now. So
I'll start saving.
Start saving. Can't go to Australia for sure now. You got to spend.
That's right. Got to plan.
You better lose more weight too, because it's by the pound. So I'm just saying.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have them just like skin me and shoot my bones up.
I think it'd be better if they just burn you up into a little pellet and shoot you into space.
I don't, because here's my theory, right? Being an atheist, I know that you God people, your soul leaves your body, right? And it's just a body. But an atheist, I somewhat think that there is there's a process of death. So you die, but obviously there's still cells alive for a while, even after you're brain dead or whatever. And so I have a phobia that you might be able to feel that when they cremate you.
Interesting. Burn me up, as my dad used to say, cook me and book me, because they're little urns that my family gets, or they look like books, and they get put into a mausoleum wall in California, and so my grandfather, my grandmother, my dad are all these they look like books. They're side by side, but they're actual vessels, vases to hold your ashes. Right. So he said, "Cook me and book me."
They're urns. They're urns. A vase is what you put flowers in.
Yes, you're correct. Sorry.
Okay, so normally we'll end this show now, but so as far as my update videos, I'll be doing a back to basics tomorrow, but I am going to start videos again, starting probably early, I'll say midwinter. After both my shoulders are done, I'm going to do a body transformation. So I'm going to do daily pictures. I'll do weekly videos on my transformation into a Pete-like buff body state.
Superman. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be my phase, whatever.
I think weekly will be a little aggressive even for that. It takes a while to change your body, but I'd be happy to see you back either way. It doesn't matter to me.
Very good.
All right. Let's get the hell out of here. I got crap to do. All right. All right. Thanks for joining us this week. If you're at OH or on your way to OH, have a good time. Have a few for us. And we'll see you when you get back. Until next time, remember, it's good to be king.